Well, today we're going to do the brand new window pop-up card. This is the Fabulous Folded series, and let me just show you something to pique your interest. And that's exactly what it does. It goes inside the card, and wait till you see all the ways that Teresa has done them. So please come play with us. Well, here is the window pop-up card cutting dies. They're in this wallet format, and you have two pieces. We call it the large pop-up, and you have the small pop-up. Now you're going to die cut that out of your solid or your pattern cardstock, and these are going to go inside the card. But let me show you how that happens. Now, as always, with everything from hot off the press, the instructions are included, and you can see them right here with illustrations. So as you get the pieces die cut, so here is the large one. You can see that big circle, and the score lines are on each side and in the middle. And you will put extra sticky tape. And of course, we use that on anything that moves to really hold things together. And this is the 1/4 inch. So you simply place it along the score lines, and also same thing on the small pop-up, just like this. Now, these are going to be folded in mountain fold. So they are going to be folded back like so. However, this is going to be folded the same way. Everything is in a mountain fold. Okay, and we will just place these here. Same thing, this has got a score line top and bottom. And just fold there. And then also on these. And these are going to go on the inside of the card. Now, the placement is really dictated right here. And let me just open the card again just to show you. So in this case, Debbie has the two that are aligned at the bottom, and they fit in the center of the card, as you can see. So very nice. You create a scene there. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the smaller piece and we're going to put it in our card. Now here is a regular 5 by 6.5 inch card. I'm going to open it and I'm going to fold it back. So I've got the inside of the card, okay? Now this piece is going to go down first, and it is going to be positioned. Let me scoot this over, but I'll let it sit there. And this is going to be positioned 3/4 inch from the bottom of the card. And so I'm going to have the extra sticky tape. I'm going to place those, and I'm going to place it right here. So I want it to be 3/4 inch from the bottom, but I also want about 1/4 inch to hang out, okay? Now to position this, all I have to do is remove the liner on each side, and it will just hold it in place, okay? So like so. Make sure that I have my 3/4 inch from the bottom and my 1/4 inch hanging out, and that it is straight. There we go. So just hold it like that, and then I can do the same thing on the other side. Now, when I go to place my bigger piece, because that's, you know, this is inside, so this is going to be outside, I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to, well, one thing I'm going to do is to use my bone folder to really make those folds nice and secure along the extra sticky tape. And this is also going to go even with the bottom of my first one. And it's going to also poke out a little bit more than the first one, okay? So you can see. And same thing, in this case, I'm going to have them equal. You can, you know, you can move that around however you want. Let me see what Debbie did. Hers are pretty equal. So you can change that as you like. Then I will remove the liner, and the same thing, it will simply attach. Come on, liner, remove easily for me. Here we go. And then you just place it. Now you would want to decorate the inside of your card first before you attach this mechanism, because obviously because this is going on top. So it just goes like that. And then you will have it. Now obviously I don't have it attached on the other side, but I think you can get the idea of what's going on. So that's how we're going to do it. We're working on the inside. So you can play with what size your card is. In this case, let's see what Teresa has used. So we'll go to her first card, scoot this out of the way and bring this in. So in this case, she's done some very fun things, as of course we would expect Teresa to do. Let me show you what product she used. She used the Meadow Blooms collection. So the die cuts, the 12 by 12 pattern cardstock, and the solid cardstock, all in the Meadow Blooms. And so she placed the yellow one on the card front. Again, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And she wanted to have this be her focal. So it's very nicely right there. Something I thought that was very clever is that she used the die cut, this one, for the front of her card. And I thought that was really a clever use of it. So you get a wonderful frame, and it's kind of lifted a little bit, and that circle just makes a beautiful frame. Now, she wanted to decorate that, and nicely, our 12 circle and scallop dies fit perfectly. So she die cut the yellow out of the solid and glued it on top. So there's a little bit of air between the two. You certainly could do foam tape if you wanted, but I love that look. I think it's really nice. Now this is one of the die cuts, and that is overlapping within the frame. Then she's got some lime border dazzles at the top and the bottom, just to add a really nice touch there. Okay, now let's go to the inside of the card and see what she's done. Okay, now very similar to what Debbie did is that she's got this piece toward the bottom, but she has finished the inside of the card. Now she took a 9 inch long by 6 inch piece of the Meadow Blooms and then cut it in half, and she's got each piece, they go right to the fold but not over it. And Teresa does that so that it won't buckle, so the paper won't buckle. But isn't that pretty how that works? There's the lime dazzles again. And then she's die cut both of these window pop-ups out of the green solid, and she positioned them exactly as I said, but she has used die cuts on it. So this one overlaps, and I think it's nice how they go different directions. So these two are going this way, and this one is on the other panel. She's also used, this is our We're Together dazzles, and these are the pearl and pastel. And so the Thinking of You is right there, and the Missing You is there. And then there's some other little flowers and things that she has added, and she has placed the lime jewel dazzles on those little flowers. So there, and then also in the card front, right here and right here. Just a little bit of a touch works really nicely. Now, again, you can see how beautifully that works. I like the lime border dazzles there, and then also on the edges of that large pop out. Just really fun. Okay, so there's one, and we will move on. And so the second card is this. Now this is a horizontal card, and let's open this up and see what she's done. So you can use this in lots of different ways. Now this time, as I said, it's a horizontal presentation, but the smaller one is right smack dab in the middle of the card. So that worked nicely. So you can shift that around and do whatever you want. So let me just show you a few of the things on this card. And this also shows the free gift that you're going to get this time. Now, this is using the Hydrangea Heaven, and this is got the Hydrangea Heaven 6x6 papers, which you really see beautifully there on the front, as well as the die cut, so we'll be seeing that inside, and the solid cardstock. So that is going to do the job for us. And you can see that she cut a panel and then matted it on the solid, glued it to the front of her 5 by 6.5 inch card. Now the dazzles that are going on there, I guess one more thing to tell you, there's also a strip right here of the lavender matted on the pink and glued, about 1.5 inches from the left side. Now Teresa has used some of the dazzles. This is out of a Never Before Seen dazzle set, and the sheet that she used, one of them is the blue hydrangea, and you can see it right here. This is your free gift. And she also used each of them onto a solid cardstock. So that just creates that beautiful look. So each of these is a cluster, just like hydrangeas come. Simply place the dazzle on the solid cardstock, and then you're going to want to use our 4.5 inch professional scissors just to trim around the cardstock, and the scissors will kind of be guided by the edge of that dazzle. It just works really slick. And she has glued one and then foam taped the others. Now in this Never Before Seen dazzle set, I can show you, there are also the leaves and butterflies in lots of different finishes and colors. In fact, there's that blue hydrangea. So you can use those. There's hundreds and hundreds of pieces in here, and a great package. So there's the leaves, there's some butterflies and flowers and all sorts of things. So that will work. Now, this is the cutout from the set of dazzles, and the butterflies, she placed them on vellum and then trimmed right around the vellum edge, so did the same technique that she did on the hydrangeas. Okay, so that's enough about the front of the card. Let's go to the inside of the card again. And as I said, so she's done the same technique as she did on the first one, where she has cut a piece of the pattern cardstock and then cut it in half, glued it right next to the fold but not overlapping. In this case, she also did a strip of the solid cardstock and placed it top and bottom. And she also went into the dazzles that are the fancy borders, and you can see that white border. It kind of mimics the lace on the hydrangea papers and just works really nicely. So on the placement, it's going to be the same for the large one. It's 3/4 inch from the edge, but the little one is going to go smack dab in the middle of the card. So, but you'll still do the same thing. They're still going to stick out about 1/4 inch, and then the larger one a little bit more than that. Okay, so that placement remains the same, and you can see that the die cut just pops right there. More of the hydrangea dazzles, more of the butterflies, just working very, very nicely. Now you can also see that there's some sparkle on the center of the hydrangeas, and that is with our gold jewel dazzle, those little circles. So that just works really nicely. Now, Teresa did this going with the horizontal card, but Debbie had done another horizontal card, and I wanted to share that with you also. This is with our wood and woodland, and what she did is to place the little one over on the edge. And so, and she let the chipboard really take star place on this. So that's another idea. So you can really play around with this. And of course, that large one just does a lot of duties inside as well as you saw outside. Okay, now I have one more. And in this, as you might expect, Teresa's going to do something a little different. And in this case, she has also used the picket fence cutting die, and she has let me tell you the papers that she's using. Okay, she is using 2 papers. She's using a nesting place as well as picket fence, and then a nesting place solid cardstock. Okay, so let's get this going. So you can see the swirls there. That is going to be from the nesting place. This is, again, 5 by 6.5 inch card. And in this case, as I said, she used the picket fence. Now that was a previous month cutting die, and I thought it was really nice of her to combine the two. So you can see the cutout, the flowers are from the picket fence, and both of these layers are from the picket fence also. So you'll want to take a look at that. But let's go inside this card and look at that. Very fun. So this is the nesting place, 6 by 6. So there's one piece here and a different one there. So before, they had all been from one sheet, but since she's using 6 by 6, we had to scale that down. So she's got the green and the brown right there, using the borders so that they really do frame what's going on. Now in this case, because she used the picket fence, she's got this grass, and so she's got one that she's glued to the large piece, and she's got 2 on the inner one. Can you see that there's a light, a medium, and then a darker green? And then all of those blossoms are just die cut and placed, as you can see, with the green, the black jeweled dazzles in the center, very handy. And you can see the cutouts that she's added. So she's created her own garden. So really nice. And she did use, as is Teresa is known for, she did use the ink pads and blending brush to go around the edges of her flowers. So just to show you, the blue flowers have the royal blue, the pink flowers have the vintage rose, the leaves, let me see, have khaki, the yellow flowers have mustard, but they also have warm honey, so because there's light and dark. So all of those shades of cardstock are going to be in the nesting place solid cardstock pack, and just works really, really nicely. So I think what you've seen is that the window pop-up card can add so many things, not only pop-ups inside your card, but frames on the outside of your card. You can do them with die cuts, you can do them with dazzles, you can do them vertically or horizontally. You can even create a whole scene, as was done here, as well as here. And best of all, you can combine your cutting dies, which really gives a bonus, so you can play with them together. So lots of things going on with this set of die cuts, and we call them the window pop-up card. As I said, in the Money Saver, you're going to get the hydrangea, the blue hydrangeas, for free. If you have signed up for our subscription, oh, what does that look like, you might say? Well, this is what it looks like. You will get every month, you will get the fabulous folded release. It will be at the beginning of the month, but you will receive the cutting dies and the free gift. And by the way, you will receive your 10% savings before this webisode airs. So you've got it in your hands and you can start playing with it just like as you want to. If you would like to join us in the subscription, just click on the right side of the screen. You will see the subscription and we can start you on that and get you going and make sure that you don't miss a thing. By the way, you will also get our bow cutting die for free when you join. And I just want to tell you that this is a very versatile cutting die, as they all are, and so many of you are telling me that. That's really nice. If you are watching this on YouTube, We hope that you will like us. Of course, we do. We hope that you will subscribe. And please pop over to paperwishes.com. Take advantage of that money saver on the right side of the screen. And then also, all of the cards that Teresa has done are down below. You can print off her written instructions if you like. And you can see all of the products that were used if you would like to duplicate or alter what she has done. Well, thank you for joining us, and as always, thank you for being the best part of our Paper Wishes family. See you next time.